Hi everyone. I haven't got a finished card to show you, but hopefully I will have at the end of this demonstration. But this is what I'm starting with. I'm going to be using Lavinia stamps, including these two, which are called Mushroom Lantern Set. It's the Mushroom Lantern Set. Tracy does three of these. There's two in the set called Mushroom Lantern Set, and then there's a single one that you buy separately, and that, believe it or not, is called the Mushroom Lantern Single. Right, gorgeous images, absolutely gorgeous stamps. So let's get cracking then. Piece of cardstock, multifarious cardstock, nice weight, 330 GSM, and the size for my topper today is 15 centimetres by 8.5 centimetres. I'm going to turn it on its side because I could do a bit of brayering. Tumbled glass distress ink, oxide, and another oxide which is broken china. So we're going for blue shades, and then I'm also going to use a little bit of picked raspberry, but more about that in a moment. I'm looking now for my brayer. There it is. Going to use a brayer and start off with tumbled glass. Inking up the brayer about halfway along, right the way round. Take off the first bit and then lightly, wrist is quite loose, going up the cardstock so that you get this sort of fade out as you go up the card. And again, take off the first swipe and then onto the card, so that you're getting lovely depth of colour at the bottom and this beautiful fade out as you go on up. Now if you get a few lines, forget about those, don't worry. As the ink soaks into the card, the lines that you've got will get less and show less. And also I'm doing some other stuff to this that eventually you will see that you won't be able to see any lumps, bumps or lines. So it doesn't matter. Right, so that's tumbled glass. Now I'm going for broken china on the top. Oh no, sorry, beg pardon. I've done it the wrong way round, but it doesn't matter. This is tumbled glass and this is going on the top. You really should start with the lighter colour first, but I didn't. And this looks just as good. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Going right up to the top of the card, but at the same time, very lightly, very loose with the brayer on the wrists action, so not too heavy-handed at all. Yeah, that'll do. And putting those two away. Picked raspberries next, and I need some space for this because I want to put this down onto the mat and I need you to see it. Yes, you can. So onto the mat that goes. Squodgy, squodgy. And then a piece of, or some water. And a fan brush. I'm just going to lightly tap the fan brush, not putting it all over, concentrating mainly on the bottom and up maybe one side of the card, like so. Get rid of the spare, put the brush into water. And then I'm just going to dab that to dry it off. Quick blast with a heat gun might be a good idea. And I have one here. Lift it up so that the air can get underneath. It dries faster. It will look a bit warped, but it will go back flat, so don't worry about it. Okay, Now we're on to stamping. So what I've got to do now is put my stamp mat underneath. Get rid of all that. One piece of copy paper and then my stamp mat under there. You can use a stamp press if you like. And I'm starting off with Sacred Spells. Beautiful text, lovely font. And I'm going to use it in the background with Purple Delight. Versifying Claire, Purple Delight, and it's called Sacred Spells. I'll be using second generation ink, gentle tapping all over, and then take off the first generation and starting at the top, pressing quite heavily so that I can see the text, and then working my way down the cardstock until the ink really does fade out, and then I'm re-inking. This is why I said don't be too worried about any lines or bumps, because I mean, for a start, you can see that it's all soaked into the cardstock, the ink, so it's smoothed its way out. And then, of course, as you're adding this text, that covers up any mistakes or errors. That will cover them. So it looks pretty cool. So taking off the ink again, and then I'm going to that side, and then finally this side, and maybe just a smidgen more up the top. That's it, that will do. Now on to the main image, and my main image is this beautiful fairy, and this is Dragonfly Keepers. Yeah, Dragonfly Keepers. And the main image I'm going to ink up in Versifying Claire Nocturne, so that she's very opaque, and as the main feature she will be the star of the card. Move down just a little. Gentle tapping all over the image. Just going to wipe off around the edge because I've got a residue of ink around the edge of the stamp block. And I don't want that going onto my card. Do we? No, we don't. Okay. And then around about there, she's sort of just up from the middle. Just up from the middle. I'm going to angle her a bit as well. And then standing up, let the ink soak into the cardstock. Gentle pressure then all over the stamp, and then a final down and up, and there she blows. Oh, look at that, she's gorgeous. A tiny little bit that I've missed there, that's no problem. I have a black pen and I can just fill that in there. Oh, that was a silver pen. Oh, well, she's got a silver antenna now. Concentrate, Eileen. Okay. Right, well, that took that out now. It's not silver anymore. It's back to black. Yes. Oh, dearie me. Okay. Next, it is the flowers, or the images of these mushrooms. They are gorgeous. Mushroom lantern set, and I'm going to ink up in Versifying Claire Twilight. Take off the residue of the ink around. And then second generation this is the larger of the two images. Second generation are going on the side here. I'm not inking up again and I'm coming down. Slight angle for that one so that you could just see the image there, but it's going into the background. Gentle tapping again and second generation again. And let's pop that one there and along the bottom again, but angled differently so that you're filling in the bottom of the card, but all the time it is just second generation, so you've got a second generation image, obviously, so you can see it, but it isn't in your face. Right there, and then another one there, so that's, oh, and maybe another one there. I'm pressing a bit heavier now. And another one there, why not? So that's the whole bottom of the card filled in. Now I'm going to swap inks. And I'm going for the smaller stamp now from the set, because you get the two, a medium one and a small one. And that's First Fine Clear Nocturne. I'm just going to pop this down, and this will be in the foreground now. Like so. And another one there, but I'm going to angle that. And then I want a bit more ink on that. So now this one I want higher. And then I'm going back to the larger of the two mushrooms, lanterns. I'm going to pop that higher up, still there. And then inking up just the top of it again. Actually, I'm going to change, I'm going to go red for that. I'm going to do that red. I don't know if this will work. I'm going to use this red, tulip red. Be a bit different, you know. I don't know if I've lost the plot. Soon find out. Take that off. Got a bit of ink around the image. Let's have a look how this looks in there. Didn't really do a lot for me there. It's pushed it back into the background. So I don't dislike it, but it's not brilliant. Let's have a go here. Yeah, no, that's not bad. Let's have a look. What do you think? Yeah, it's not bad. She's been kneecapped there. Look, there's some ink has disappeared from her knee. I don't know how that happened. So let's pop that back in. Oh dear, what happened to you there, dearie? Obviously, I must have touched it with a stamp and it's taken the ink back off. Yeah, it's back now. That's good. I'm thinking that's looking a bit dark, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do something else with it. This is the thing, when you don't make a card to show you how to make a card, it's sort of winging it. Yeah. Now, I'm looking now for a sun. I've got a sun floating around somewhere. A plastic sun. Moon that I'm going to use. did have. It's always the way, isn't it? You get everything ready, and then when you're filming, the film gremlins come out and they nick all your gear. They do. Yeah. The video vandals, they come out and they nick all your equipment. Aha. Well, they didn't nick it, but they were hiding it. Here it is. On she goes. And I'm going to use this Versifying Clair Purple Delight again, along with a smoothie. Pop that down there. Take some of the ink off, although this pad is not terribly wet. You have to be careful with this, because if you can put it on and it's fine if it's fairly dry, but if you've got a really wet pad, once you're committed to this, dabbing it on, you can't take it away very easily. That should do it. Right, yes, that's not looking too bad. Okie dokie. Next, what's next? Do you know, I've got no idea. I know. Let's put in a few white bits. Yes. I'm going to need that. Going to need a white pen. I'm going to need this as well. This is a Clear Star Jelly Roll. So we'll have some Jelly Roll Clear Star around there to bring out that moon, because it's lovely and shiny, this pen, or the ink is anyway. It's a lovely day today. I've had a lovely day so far, and I'm enjoying this as well. Really am. Hope it turns out all right. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to add some white to these mushrooms lanterns. I'm not going to do the background ones, just going to add some white to the foreground ones to pop them out. Like so. Ken's taken the dogs out for walkies, and one of the ferrets as well. Eric, I think. It's Eric's turn today. Wendy went out to this morning for walk, and Eric's gone out this afternoon. They go over to the Isle of Grain, which is beach, which is not far from us. The dogs get terribly jealous because when Ken takes the ferrets, everyone is, ooh, ah, it's a ferret. And the ferret gets all the attention, and Daisy and Holly sort of sit down on the grass with the bored look on their faces, much to say, oh, here we go again. There we are. Okay, that doesn't look too bad at all. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is add I know I keep doing this, but I've got to add some accents to this. Enamel accents. I'm just going to do white. I know I do this a lot, but I do like it, and this card is screaming out for me to just add something else, but don't go mad with it. Don't go over the top, because it doesn't need it. It's quite busy on the bottom of the card, isn't it? So I'm not going to put any foliage or any flowers or anything coming down from the top. I think I'm going to let the bottom do all the talking. Just add a few of these. Tiny. I just want tiny. Very tiny. I don't want to have too many. And I don't want too many large ones either. So let's go up the card, like so. That's a bit bigger, but I don't mind that. And then over here, I think could do with a couple. It's knowing when to stop with these things, really. And I think that I'm going to stop there. Now, the only other thing I need to do is to add some illumination to the lamp that she's carrying, holding. Let's move this right out of the way. Like so, because I want to draw the edges in, and I need the glass mat for that. So I need some lemon. I'll go to yellow there. Just a tiny little bit here and there. And then just around that, so that it looks as if the light is coming out. Yeah, that's not looking too bad, considering I had no idea what I was going to do. Don't tell anybody, okay? Next. Oh, what colour shall I use around the edges? Yeah, it's got to be the blue, I think. Right, now this I'm going back to Twilight. And avoiding these bits of enamel accents. I'm just going to round the edges to bring it in. And then gently, gently does it. And there. I've got some marks on this. I want to show you how I'm going to get rid of those. It's quite uneven, the blend on the outside that I'm bringing in. It's not good. Okay. So I'm taking the ink pad, I'm running around the top, like so, and all around the sides and the bottom, of course. And then I've got an uneven blend here as I've come in. So what I usually do when that happens is that I've got a charcoal pen, and it's white charcoal. And just want a little bit of a cushion. And up here, you can see that, where it's not terribly brilliant coming in from the sides, I'm just going to use this charcoal pen to soften it down the outside or the inside edge of the blend, and then a blender pencil, Derwent blender, and then that will soften all those wispy bits that I don't like the look of. So if you make an error and you get a real splodge of ink when you're bringing it in from the top or the bottom or the sides of your card, and you know it's the last process, and if you muck it up, you get really cross with yourself. If you've got one of these charcoal, white charcoal, and it just softens it enough, and then the ink blender will push it even more. There's another bit there. This could do with sharpening, actually. That's not too bad. Right, and then I'm going to get a brush. Stay away from the... it's still not right. Okay. Better. Just want to soften that edge where I've made a mistake with it. Soften it down, disguise it, blend it out. That's not so bad now. Good. And and I've also got a white pastel. That might be better than the charcoal even. It is. I'm just doing it so that I'm happy with the look. Oh, that's better. And back to the blender again. Yep. Well, I'm quite pleased with that, considering that I didn't really know what I was doing to begin with. That isn't bad at all. So, and it was fun. It was fun to do. I hope that you like it. I hope that you'll give it a go. And I'll be back soon. What's tomorrow? Monday. Not Monday. I'll be back with you on Tuesday. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. It depends on how I feel. So I'll see you Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now, and thank you for looking today. Stay safe.